Welcome to Oxford News This Week. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Terry Stiles. A local woman wins big on a national game show, and see how safe Oxford water is.
Stay tuned, learn more about these stories and others. The Oxford News begins right now. Thanks to an LA game show, 46-year-old Tammy Barber of Oxford has become a local celebrity. In September, on a whim, Barbara and a friend flew from Texas to California, hoping to cross the game show The Price is Right off her bucket list. Along with 300 other people, luckily the girlfriends were interviewed by the show's producers and both were selected to be on the show. The dream didn't end there. The Texas girlfriend won a television set and Barbara won a Mitsubishi automobile valued at $17,000 and $11,000 in cash. The show was taped on September 7th and 8th and was aired locally on December 5th. Congratulations, an exciting win.
Sadly, last Monday, December 5th, a community institution passed away at his Oxford home. Lawrence Whitey Hawkswell spent his whole adult working life making sure we got our weekly news on time from the Oxford Leader. For 60 years, Whitey was the pressman for Sherman Publications, who attributed much of their success to his work ethic, dependability, and his lifelong knowledge of the hard work it takes getting a newspaper to and off the presses. According to Jim Sherman Sr., Whitey was the epitome of dependable, and no one could ask for a better employee. Whitey was 77 years old, a member of the American Legion Post 108, and leaves behind his wife Brenda, daughter Sherry, and several grand and great-grandchildren. He was a member of the Post for a very long time, and he will be missed by all of Oxford.
Testing at 18 monitoring wells in both the village and township of Oxford concludes there are no pollutants in your water supply. Engineers Williams and Works reported Oxford water is definitely safe to drink. In 2011, the village and township officials joined together in making the decision to install test wells. The wells are designed to test for possible groundwater contamination. Now, looking back, these monitoring wells were a great safety investment enacted by your local government administrators to protect the local water supply.
Well, anybody that knows me knows I love this next story. A near-death experience gave a father and son new leases on life and are now hoping to inspire others with their story. After an illness that almost took his life, former Oxford resident David Gillard claims there is definitely life after death, and he and his father have written a book about what he experienced during his life-threatening illness. In the book, David describes rooms of people praying, a lighted tunnel, and a garden of angels. Todd Gillard, David's father, believes his son's spirit briefly detached itself to allow David a glimpse of what heaven is really like. These experiences prompted both to think differently about what happens after death, as well as to write David's experiences. Curious yet? Obtain a copy of this book, A Second Chance from Heaven. Visit the website at toddgilbert.wordpress.com, all one word.
To kick off the Christmas holiday season last week, Lakeville Elementary School held a special breakfast with Santa. The children enjoyed a delicious breakfast with Santa, and we hear tell that Santa shared his mini cookies and milk with the kids while the children discussed their Christmas gift list with him.
Congratulations to the crew from downtown Oxford's Valor Salon for winning the Best Themed Award in the Oxford Chamber of Commerce annual Christmas Parade. Their theme was Candyland. Great imagination, you guys. Let's see you do it again next year.
Area residents beware. An Oxford resident reported his handgun was missing after moving into a new home in Oxford. The man told officers he recently noticed the weapon was missing after moving all his family possessions into the new home. He stated the only people who may have access to the weapon would have been family visitors. A description of the weapon and serial number was entered into the police computer data bank.
That's it for Oxford News this week. If you want to learn more about these stories and others, stop by your local store and pick up a copy of the Oxford Leader newspaper, or better yet, catch us right here at OCTV Charter Channel 191 and AT&T Channel 99.
And coming up next on OCTV, Oxford Sports with Jamie Hughes. And don't miss the school news with John Ochins, and also Science in the News with Dave Kenny.
I'm Terry Stiles, and you're watching Oxford News This Week, where we bring your news closer to home.
And I'm Elgin Nichols. Remember, always be kind to your friends and neighbors, and thanks for watching.
Thanks to your generosity, Marines have delivered Christmas to children in need since 1947.
Canine Stray Rescue is Oxford's own local dog rescue. Each year they take in hundreds of dogs and bring them into suitable homes. A certified nonprofit organization, Canine Dog Rescue strives to give pound dogs a new leash on life. To donate, adopt, or even volunteer, call them at 248-628-0435 or go to their website, dogsaver.org, and click on the Canine Stray Rescue League link.
Canine Stray Rescue does just that.
Some heat in there.
Yeah, watch that curveball now. The pitcher's way ahead. Let him
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from the publication New Scientist. In our first story, our city in Denmark is about to become the first in the world to provide most of its citizens with fresh water using only energy from domestic wastewater and sewage. The Marcellusburg wastewater treatment plant in Aarhus has undergone improvements that mean it can make more than 150% of the electricity needed to run the plant, so the surplus can be used to pump drinking water around the city, as well as powering the entire water system for the 200,000 people living in the intercity area. The excess electricity could be sold to the local grid. The plant generates energy from the biogas it creates out of household wastewater, including sewage. Carbon is extracted from the wastewater and pumped into digesters kept at 38 degrees Celsius filled with bacteria. These produce biogas, mainly methane, that is used to burn and make heat and electricity. Upgrading the Marcellusburg facilities required an upfront investment of nearly 3 billion, or that is to say 3 million euros, but the Aarhus water expects to be recouped in just 5 years. On the medical front story, we have been thinking about Parkinson's disease all wrong. The condition may arise from damage to the gut, not the brain. If the idea is correct, it opens the door to new ways of treating the disease before symptoms occur. That would be game-changing, says David Byrne at Newcastle University in the UK. There are lots of different mechanisms that could potentially stop the spread. Parkinson's disease involves the death of neurons deep within the brain, causing tremors, stiffness, and difficulty moving. While there are drugs that ease the symptoms, they become less effective as the disease progresses. One of the hallmarks of the condition is deposits of insoluble fibers of a substance called synuclein. Normally found as small insoluble molecules in healthy nerve cells, in people with Parkinson's, something causes the synuclein molecules to warp into a different shape, making them clump together as fibers. The first clue that this transition may start outside the brain came about a decade ago when pathologists reported seeing the distinctive synuclein fibers in nerves of the gut during autopsies, both in people with Parkinson's and in those without symptoms but who had the fibers in their brain. They suggested that the trigger was some unknown microbe or toxin. The findings made sense because people with Parkinson's often report digestive problems, mainly constipation, starting up to 10 years before they notice tremors. Interestingly, another early symptom of Parkinson's is loss of smell. It may be no coincidence, says Byrne, that the nose and gut are two organs where the nerve cells are exposed to the outside world and to potentially problematic toxins and microbes. Now the synuclein fibers have been shown traveling from the gut to deep within the brain. Colin Chalice at the California Institute of Technology and his colleagues injected synuclein fibers into the stomach and intestine of mice. 3 weeks later, the fibers could be seen at the base of the brain, and by 2 months they had traveled to parts of the brain that control movement. The mice also became less agile, similar to people with Parkinson's disease. The work was reported at the Society for Neuroscience meeting in San Diego last month. This study builds on a growing body of work that the gut plays a role in Parkinson's, says Byrne. For example, people who have had the main nerve to their stomach cut, an old treatment for stomach ulcers, have a lower risk of the condition. No single bacterium or virus has been pinpointed as the cause. But early evidence suggests that people with Parkinson's have different gut bacteria compared to healthy people. Some doctors are already experimenting with treating patients with antibiotics or fecal transplants. It could be that having the wrong bacteria in your gut triggers inflammation, says Sebastian Paulinson at the King's College in London. We know that inflammation makes synuclein more likely to aggregate. Other studies have shown that farmers exposed to certain pesticides and people who get their drinking water from wells, which might be contaminated with pesticides, are more likely to get Parkinson's. Perhaps these chemicals also can damage nerves in the gut. Whatever the culprit, knowing the location of the first strike allows for early detection and treatment. For intestines, drugs that mop up synuclein fibers or block their formation are in the works. If these are given to people before the fibers reach the brain, they should be able to have a better chance of success. It might be also possible one day to screen for fibers in the nerves of the gut during colonoscopies for early stage cancers, says Byrne. Wow. Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, a dreidel I will play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, a dreidel I will play.
Don't miss what's going on in your local government meetings. Watch Elgin Nichols and Dave Kenny on Minutes by Minute. Airs Monday through Friday, 7 a.m., 11:30 a.m., and 11:30 p.m., where they add a touch of humor to local politics.
I'm John Ochins, and welcome to the Oxford Wildcats School Update. There's going to be an International Baccalaureate recertification going on at Daniel Axford this school year. I stopped in and spoke with Rita Flynn, one of the coordinators. She reminded us that they had just gone through this over at Oxford Elementary last year.
So at Oxford Elementary School, we got reauthorized and our program was evaluated, but I like to tell our teachers that it wasn't an evaluation, it was a celebration of our learning, and they weren't just having a visitation, but we were there to educate them on the wonderful things that we do. And now we're going through the process here at Daniel Axford, and we'll be having a visitation celebration in March, I believe.
Rita spoke more about the results of that visit.
It is a very rigorous process in which they thoroughly look through everything that we do here, from how we collaborate to our curriculum to our teaching strategies within the classroom to our assessments, and then that whole piece of really building that whole child in the sense of, well, we want our students to be academically sound, but we also want them to be really great people, and how do we get them to do that? And having this International Student Club is another layer to encouraging our students to be great people.
Lots of holiday activities over at Lakeville Elementary right now. One of their projects is the Giving Tree. Donna Burton is an assistant over there, and she has more.
9th. And on the 12th of December, our staff gets together and we sort all the gifts into different families. No one knows who except for myself. knows who the children are. They're just divided up by number, family number 12 or family number 25, and we sort them into bags, and the parents then pick up the gifts, and they can choose to wrap them or not wrap them themselves.
In addition to that, kids can do some shopping at the Penguin Shop. Linda Lane and Amber Crawford are members of the parent group over there, and they head up that project.
And the kids just get to spend and have a wonderful time enjoying the Christmas spirit. And
That's great. I understand you kind of help out those who might not have what they need?
Yes, the PSC is, they contribute a couple dollars to each kid that needs it, so they can
all find their way to the gift table.
Exactly.
All right, very good. Well, thanks for doing that. That's really great.
Well, thank you.
They have a book fair going on there too. Martine Bonney is in charge of that.
We try to have a variety of prices on books. I always ask for a couple of boxes of bargain books. Our goal is to get everybody a book in everybody's hands that's priced where they can get one.
Yeah. How many of these do you have a year?
2.
Okay, and the money again is used for?
To replenish the media center with books.
I asked Martine if online books affect their sales any.
No, the really great thing about the online shopping is that you go into scholastic.com, look for a fair, you put your city, Oxford will bring up Lakeville Elementary, you click on that link, and anything you purchase goes toward our fair, and it's shipped to the school for free.
That's scholastic.com. Wow, go check it out. That's the Oxford School Update for this week. This is Oxford Community Television, keeping it local.
Oxford Orient Fish helps provide emergency aid to the people of Oxford, Lake Orient, Addison, and Oakland Townships. One of the only self-served food banks in the state, Oxford Orient Fish provides once-a-month food supplies based on the size of the family. To donate, volunteer, or to find out more, call Oxford Orient Fish at 248-628-3933 or go to their website, oxfordorientfish.org. Oxford Orient Fish. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from the publication Automotive News. In our first story, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles said pricing for the 2017 Alfa Romeo Giulia sedan will start at $38,990, including shipping. The Giulia, which was first shown to journalists in June of 2015, went into production in Europe earlier this year. It's the first of what FCA said will be a staple of new Alfa Romeos aimed at resurrecting the brand in the U.S. The Giulia comes in 3 trims. The base level comes with a turbocharged 2-liter inline-4 engine producing 280 horsepower. The mid-level Giulia TI adds 18-inch wheels and interior features and has a sticker price of $40,990, including shipping. The upper-level Giulia Quadrifoglio comes with a 2.9-liter bi-turbo V6 producing 505 horsepower with 19-inch wheels, interior upgrades, and will sticker for $73,595, including a $1,595 delivery. The automaker said the Giulia will go on sale this month at U.S. dealerships. And at Chrysler, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles began production of the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, the auto industry's first plug-in hybrid minivan, on December 1st. The first Pacifica Hybrid rolled off the line at FCA's Windsor Assembly Plant in Ontario, which also builds the fully gas-powered Pacifica and the Dodge Grand Caravan. FCA invested $744 million to retool the Windsor plant as part of the $2.6 billion price tag to engineer and develop the Pacifica and Pacifica Hybrid. Building the Dodge Grand Caravan and Chrysler Pacifica with the traditional gas powertrain and the Chrysler Pacifica hybrid on the same assembly line requires the expanded application of world-class manufacturing methods and tools to ensure we deliver world-class quality in every vehicle we make, says Brian Harlow, FCA North America Head of Manufacturing. FCA said the Pacifica hybrid will make its way to dealerships nationwide over the next several months. Factoring in a $7,500 federal tax credit, the Pacifica hybrid is priced at $35,590, including shipping. U.S. sales of the hybrid minivan are expected to average about $8,500 a year through 2020, IHS Markit estimates. That's a tiny slice of the overall minivan market, which has grown 11% to 516,000 vehicles this year through November. A 3.6-liter V6 engine and 2 electric motors power the hybrid minivan, which earned an EPA rating of 84 miles per gallon, and that has a little E on the end. The Pacifica hybrid has 33 miles of all-electric range and 566 miles of total range, according to the EPA. The minivan's lithium-ion battery pack is stored under the second-row seats and can be charged in about 2 hours using a 240-volt plug-in system, FCA said. And still at Chrysler, or FCA, an all-wheel drive Dodge Challenger is now a reality just in time for winter. Fiat Chrysler Automobiles December 6 said that the Dodge will add the all-wheel drive 2017 Challenger GT to the muscle car's already vast portfolio. The automaker claims it's the first two-door muscle car with all-wheel drive. It shares its all-wheel drive system, which has an active transfer case and front axle disconnect with the Charger all-wheel drive. The Challenger GT is powered by a 3.6-liter V6 engine that produces 305 horsepower and 268 pounds-feet of torque. It rides on 19-inch wheels, fitted with all-season performance tires. The Challenger GT starts at $34,490, including shipping. Production is scheduled to begin in January, with vehicles arriving at U.S. dealerships in the first quarter of 2017, FCA said. Dodge has sold over 59,000 Challengers through the first 11 months of 2016, down 4.3% from the year earlier, and this should help. And over at Ford Motor Company has recalled approximately 650,000 vehicles in North America with faulty seatbelt anchor pretensioners associated with at least 2 accidents and 2 injuries. The automaker said the affected part in the 2013 to 2016 Ford Fusions and 2013 to 15 Lincoln MKZs could separate during a crash because of increased temperatures during deployment and may not properly restrain a driver or passenger. The affected vehicles are as I mentioned, but Ford said almost 603,000 affected vehicles are in the U.S. and over 35,000 are in Canada, 8,600 are in Mexico, and 653 are in federalized territories. Dealers will inject a coating into the pretensioners to protect the cables from increased temperatures for free. Well, that's all for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and as always, may the wind be at your back as you cruise down life's highways. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
Welcome to your weekly calendar of events, where we feature a weekly calendar of local Oxford and Addison Township community events, including charity special fundraisers and general community information. If you or your organization would like help to get your message out to the public, contact us for detailed information at our studio phone number at 248-628-9658, or you can go to our website at occtv.org. Why not get your kids a puppy for Christmas? Canine Rescue League of Oxford offers Dog Adoption Day on every second Saturday of every month from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Pet and Stuff. Harvest time on the corner of Drainer and M24 in Oxford. You will find all shapes and sizes of little furry friends just waiting for you to give them a forever home. You can also visit Pet and Stuff by going to their kennels located at 2120 Metamora Road, or check out all the cute pictures on their website, dogsaver.org/K9SRL. Winter youth programs are once again here at your local library. Up to December 23rd, bring your children to the library to find the mischievous elf who has taken residency in the youth department. If your child should find him, he or she will receive a holiday sticker. Also, during your child's school break, December 27th through December 29th and January 3rd through the 7th, why not bring your kids to the Oxford Public Library to enjoy making a variety of winter crafts that they can take home for the holidays. No registration is required for this one. For more information, call 248-628-3034. And by the way, don't forget to check out some of the other great programs offered by your local Oxford Public Library. The Oxford Historical Museum is looking for local items of interest to be donated or assigned to the museum on the corner of Washington and West Burdick Street. Items of interest would include player piano rolls, particularly Christmas tunes, and old advertising materials, souvenirs, old photos, and all of those items that you might have reminiscent of the downtown businesses and homes. If you think you may have artifacts worthy of being displayed at the museum, just call 248-628-1106. If you own a business, belong to an organization, or if you are a local resident wishing to show your support for our school programs, music concerts, or any of the many programs broadcast by our television station, you could become a sponsor or an underwriter of OCTV. A promotional spot would be created just for you and continual recognition given to you by our broadcast announcers. It's easy and it's really quite inexpensive. For more information, contact our TV station manager, William Service, at 248-628-9658, or you can send a message of interest to his email address, manager@occtv.org. We at Oxford Community Television would like our television viewing public to learn more about your club or organization's special upcoming events. So if you would like to get your special event mentioned on our show, call us at 248-628-9658, or again, go to our website, occtv.org. Just one final reminder. You can locate our OCTV program schedule by going to our website, occtv.org, and clicking on Schedule. There, you will find a list of OCTV programs, dates, and times. One program I highly recommend is Bill Service, who always has interesting local stories and interviews on our Community Access program. Just check it out. This is Oxford Community Television, OCTV. I'm your host, Elgin Nichols, and we invite you to join us again next time for your weekly calendar of events.
Your local business.
Your police department.
Your local business.
Your village of Oxford.
The schools.
Your Parks and Recreation.
Your community. Your community.
Only on OCTV.